Hey guys, and welcome to Riverhaven Collects. Today we've got a very special figure that I've been trying to get for quite a while. It's always been a bit too overpriced for me, but today we finally have it. That being GunSlinger Spawn with his horse. So this is absolutely a massive box, but the figure inside looks really cool. You know, there's only been I think about 3 times, this being the 3rd time that McFarlane has done a figure with a horse, and yeah, he looks absolutely amazing in there. I was already really impressed with the GunSlinger Spawn by himself, so to get him with a horse is absolutely fantastic. So this was released in 2002, so a bit of an older figure. Well, when I say older, it's a couple years older than, you know, the newer ones, but usually this is going for about 200 from what I see on Amazon, which probably isn't the best indicator of how much something actually is, but yeah, usually Amazon was the only place that I could find it for 200 or 170. That's Australian, of course. However, I finally found this at Cash Converters. I got it for just $79, so I think that is a reasonably good price for it, and there is kind of a little bit of damage on the box, but really not that much at all, and you know me, I'm going to be unboxing it anyway. This is a figure that I really would like to keep in its box, so I'm thinking I may have to pick up a second one because yeah, this looks just absolutely amazing. So he is actually brand new in box as well, which you wouldn't expect from Cash Converters, but I am so happy with that. So without further ado, let's get him out of his box and check him out. Alright guys, so we've got the box here, and I do apologise, there's going to be some glare, because these boxes always glare. Also, my lamp that I usually use for this has decided it only wants to do orange now. Usually we'd have a nice white light, but yeah, it's only doing orange, so that is a bit unfortunate, but we are gonna go ahead with the review anyway. So this is from the McFarlane designer series. I don't think we've unboxed anything in the designer series, so this will be first, but you can see this is absolutely massive and he looks really cool in there. So we've also got his Gatling gun as well as the 2 pistols and the rifle. So there has been 3 new releases of this guy, this being the 3rd and possibly final one, I don't know. But one came with the Gatling gun, the other one came with the 2 pistols and the rifle. Though I think the one with the Gatling gun also had the 2 pistols. Alright, so let's check out the side here. We've got a really cool shot of GunSlinger Spawn on his horse, though I will say the horse looks pretty depressed here. I don't know what the horse is going through, but yeah, that is still really nice though. And then on the back we've got the same shot but with the actual background, so really cool. Probably could have done with some advertising on the back, but I mean, I appreciate the artwork. That is really nice. And then to this side we've kind of just got the window with Spawn on it. Then we'll check out the top. So we've just got, again, the window so we can see down. And of course we'll check out the bottom. Not much down there, but the price I paid for it, which I think, yeah, is pretty good. But we won't know until we get the figure out of the box whether it was worth it. So let's do that. Alright guys, so we've got him here, and well, we knew that he looked good through the box, but I think he looks even better now. So we are going to cut him out of his zip ties in a minute, and I had to pull out all the cardboard because there's 2 on the back here. So yeah, I was wondering why it was all coming out as one, but now it makes sense. So let's cut him out of his zip ties and yeah, check him out. Alright, so first, one of 2 pistols. These are exactly the same as the ones that we've already unboxed with the other GunSlinger Spawn. They look fine. I think, yeah, a wash would have just made them so much better, but they do look fine, and yes, they are exactly the same as the ones that we've already looked at. Same with the rifle here, exactly the same, no color changes whatsoever or anything, but this is completely fine. Here is the Gatling gun. Now this is actually new to us. We've got a skull down here. This looks really good, lots of detail, and only 2 paints on there, just the silver and the bronze, but it does look really cool. Alright, so we've got him here. We'll have a look at the horse first though, then we'll save them together at the end. So straight off, I'm noticing an absolute ton of detail here. We've got sort of all these different textures. You can see there is some sort of pattern with that towel underneath the saddle. Got a nice tail, really long hair, as well as the mane looks really good, and the face details really good as well. So we've got all the reins, we've got all the leather belts, and yeah, everything here looks really good. We'll check out the articulation too. So it should go up and down. It doesn't want to, so I'm not going to force it. We've got a couple of points of articulation here. Bit worried about these ankle ones because I don't know if they're going to support the weight of it, but they seem pretty solid overall. But this does feel a bit cheap. Yeah, unfortunately, holding it in my hands, it does feel that way, though I think that it's a lot of plastic. You know, of course it's going to be hollow. We expect it to be hollow so that it can stand up and all of that, so it's not too bad by any means. So he does have some trouble standing up. I've put him into this position. It does look like he's trying to reverse or something, but this is a solid position for him and he's not going to fall over, and that's the main thing that I want out of this. So yeah, I would highly recommend setting him up just like this. Up next, of course, we've got Gunslinger himself. So this is the exact same figure that we did look at, but he is in a different color. So I do appreciate that we've got a different color scheme here. We're kind of looking at the articulation. Not much is really different though. So you can check out the other video if you want. We've got some brown down here, which is a strange gradient to have on here. I thought a minute it was damage, but it's not. It's just a strange gradient, but overall it's roughly the same figure, just in a different color. His legs look slightly wider so that he can sit on the horse, but besides that it is exactly the same. Alright, the main event, so let's put them together here. So assumably he should just sit on here just fine. There's no like pins or anything, he just kind of sits on there. Now I'm going to put his feet into the stirrups here, and I can already see that there is going to be problems. So sure you guys can see it too, he sits up too high, his legs are actually just too long. You could probably, if you messed around with him long enough, get his knees to bend and have him kind of sitting down properly, but I think that that is not going to happen. Kind of disappointed with this. I would really like his feet in there, but it's honestly not that big a deal. Alright, so I've got him all set up here. Really happy with this pose. I think he looks absolutely awesome. I mean, just check him out. Yeah, he looks so good. So I'm really happy with this. But anyway, let's jump over to checking the other gunslinger right next to him. So here they are together. The left gunslinger doesn't want to stand up all that well. I can get the right one to stand up by himself, but yeah, the left one doesn't want to. Assumably his legs are slightly different and for sitting on a horse and not standing up. But as you can see from these two being side by side, it's literally just a color change. They are exactly the same in every way, which I'm glad they didn't give us the same spawn again, so I am quite happy with this. But anyway, let's jump over to the showcase and I'll be back with my final thoughts. guys, that has been a look at the incredible Gunslinger Spawn on his horse. Yeah, I am pretty impressed by this one. Obviously, it is the same mold, the same figure that we got with the other Gunslinger Spawn that I unboxed. However, they've done a different color scheme, which I really appreciate. It would have been very easy for them just to knock out the exact same color scheme and not give us something different. So I appreciate that it is different. It's got the same problems as the other Gunslinger Spawn, which is I just really would have liked to have seen a little bit of a wash on certain things and just some more intricate details done. They've done an alright job, but there are just some things that I would really like to see painted up a bit better, like the belt buckles and stuff like that. Just a simple wash over the pistols, over the leather would have really brought it out and highlighted it a whole lot more than what it is. We have been seeing McFarlane do the washes a little bit more. So this was from 2022 and this was a period where he's not really doing washes. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I still think this is a really incredible figure. And onto the horse, amazing sculpt. This looks like a really accurate horse. It doesn't look cheap. It feels a little bit cheap, I think, because there's so much plastic. It's very hollow. It doesn't like standing up all that much. The horse overall is really, really nice. Again, a nice wash through the hair and stuff would have really highlighted it and really brought it out. And it would have made it from, like, you know, a 9 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10 for me. The saddle itself has a ton of details. The sculpt on it is absolutely amazing. They've made the saddle look like it is really leather with like these indents on it. Obviously the Spawn logo's on there. Satchels on the back of the horse look absolutely amazing, as well as the blankets and the rolled up things. I wish there was a little bit more color here. McFarlane's just left it to sort of browns, and I think that a couple of different colors, some coloring on the rope would have really just highlighted it a whole lot more and really made it pop. To the downsides to this figure, and I really don't think there are many, however, like I've already pointed out, some of the details are lacking just slightly, just ever so slightly. Like the sculpts here are really, really good, but yeah, just a little bit of a wash, a little bit more attention to detail would make this figure really perfect. Obviously, Spawn isn't sitting on the horse too well, which is a little bit disappointing. I understand they wanted to keep the same figure and use that again, so that's probably why he's not sitting on the horse all that well. I'm not sure what they could have done better to kind of achieve that. I still really would have liked to have seen the stirrups actually be able to have him sitting on there with his feet inside the stirrups. I think his legs are just too long there. That is not going to happen, which is a bit unfortunate because it looks a bit weird having them just hanging there with nothing else on them. But overall, I'm really impressed with this one. I think that if you are a Spawn collector, a McFarlane Toys collector, you've got to pick this one up. Obviously, I got it for relatively cheap, or at least cheaper than what the retail is. So I can't find him anywhere here. I can only find him on Amazon. So I'm not sure if that is the correct retail price, maybe around 170, 200. I think that is too much for him. That is too much. I wouldn't pay that much, and I didn't pay that much. I picked him up for $79, which is a pretty good steal if you ask me. I probably would have picked him up for $120 if he had been around that. But yeah, obviously I picked him up for cheaper from a secondhand place. Really, really happy. Like, I couldn't be more happier about picking him up for that price. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Is this one you're going to pick up? One you have picked up? Please let me know. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like. Really helps me out. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So we've only got, you know, a few more months before that. So if you want to hit that subscribe button as well, I'd really appreciate it. But anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one.